sababu ya kwanza iliyokufanya upende kuwa na simu?
Hiyo nifanya nipende kuwa na simu.
Awali kabisa kitu gani kilikufanya utake kuwa na simu?
Kuwa na simu kwa ajili ya shughuli zangu za kibiashara. Kifamilia.
There have been few more important technological advances over the last quarter of a century than the advent of the handheld mobile phone. Surely, as many of us all have experienced, this phone has revolutionized not just communication, but social networking, access to banking, political and civic engagement, and beyond. As fast as the mobile phone revolution is spreading to all corners of the globe, critical disparities in phone ownership exist. And one of the most important is the gender gap, in which women in some developing countries are significantly less likely to own a phone than men. This gap in mobile phone ownership matters because it may reinforce or worsen gender inequality, which is a critical barrier to economic development. So what do we do to study this question? We worked with a social enterprise organization, Kidogo Kidogo. And we worked with Kidogo Kidogo to randomly assign their mobile phones, in which some recipients received the phones at the outset of the study, and others received the phones at the end of the study. And we evaluated the impact for those who received the phone versus those who did not receive the phone over a 2-month treatment period. And what we found was quite striking, because even though it was only a 2-month period, those who had received the phones reported that it was much easier for them to access market information, which was important for their businesses. They could therefore get prices of goods they were selling in neighboring villages. It made them more competitive as a small business owner. They were also able to use mobile money, either to receive payments from customers or to send money to wholesalers who would sell them goods they needed for businesses. They also reported an increase in the size of their customer base. Overall, what we found in the experiment is those who received the phones were more competitive small business owners.
If you gave any American person a phone, they'd be like, oh great, a phone. But these women knew exactly how, they had all these plans for how to use their phone. And so I think there's still very much a sense with these women that, I can make my situation better. I'm not stuck at this.
We met with about 8 of the women and had face-to-face conversations with them, and we got to see how they were doing 1 year later. There was one woman who said she uses her phone 100 times a day for her business. She not only contacts her customers, she also contacts her suppliers. In fact, during the 20 or 30 minutes that we met with her, she arranged a couple of business transactions through SMS. And she said this was not uncommon for her to constantly be doing business on her phone.
In phase 2, one innovation we're adding is including a cash transfer. And this cash transfer will be the equivalent value of the mobile phone. So some women in phase 2 will receive a phone, some women will be in the control group, but then other women will receive the equivalent value of the phone in the form of cash. And there's been a big movement in development studies to look at the effect of unconditional cash transfers. And the premise is, if a development intervention can't do better than merely giving people cash, why don't we simplify aid and just merely move to cash transfer?
Maendeleo gani?
Ni kama hivyo, unatuma mzigo anakuletea, natuma pesa. Nikatumia watu pesa hata mwanangu kama hivi yuko shule, wako shule au na wadogo wako nasari, unaweza ukamtumia mwalimu hela ya shule.